The forest is waiting for you. You are walking along a path that winds deep into the heart of an ancient woodland. It is late in the afternoon, but the light is already fading, filtered through the thick, interlacing branches of the giant pine trees that tower above you like silent guardians. The air here feels different. It is cooler, cleaner, and filled with a heavy, electric stillness. There is a sense of anticipation in the atmosphere, a quiet knowing that something powerful is about to happen. You take a deep breath, filling your lungs with the scent of the forest. It smells of damp earth, crushed pine needles, and the sweet, sharp aroma of ozone. It is the distinct, refreshing smell of rain before it falls. The wind is picking up, moving through the treetops with a soft, rushing sound, like a distant ocean. It sways the high branches, making them dance and whisper against the darkening sky. As you walk, your boots make a satisfying, rhythmic crunch on the forest floor. The ground is soft, cushioned by layers of moss and fallen leaves that have gathered here for years. You are not in a hurry, yet you feel a gentle pull to keep moving. You are on a journey towards safety. You are seeking shelter, and you know exactly where to find it. The sky above has transformed into a canvas of deep, moody colors. What was once a clear blue has now turned into a bruised purple and charcoal gray. Heavy, low-hanging clouds are rolling in from the west, carrying the weight of a summer storm. The temperature is dropping with every step you take. You can feel the cool breeze brushing against your cheeks and hands, a refreshing contrast to the warmth of your coat. You pull your collar up slightly, feeling cozy and prepared. You continue along the winding path, observing the small details of the woods around you. You see the vibrant green ferns trembling slightly in the breeze. You see the texture of the bark on the trees, rough and weathered. Everything in the forest is preparing for the rain. The birds have gone quiet, tucked away in their nests. The squirrels have retreated to their hollows. The world is pausing, holding its breath. And then, through a break in the trees, you see it. Your destination. The cabin. It sits in a small, secluded clearing, perfectly framed by the surrounding woods. It is a sturdy, humble structure built from rough-hewn logs that have darkened with time. It looks solid, permanent, and welcoming. But the most comforting sight is the roof. It is a silver, corrugated tin roof that slopes gently down over a wide wooden porch. You know this roof well. You know the music it makes when the rain begins to fall. It is a sound you have been craving all day, a sound that promises deep, uninterrupted rest. A thin, lazy trail of gray smoke is curling up from the stone chimney, rising to meet the dark clouds above. Seeing that smoke brings a wave of relief to your chest. It means there is warmth waiting for you inside. It means the fire is already lit, crackling and ready to chase away the chill of the coming storm. The cabin looks like a beacon of safety in this wild, gray world. You are close now. Just as you step into the edge of the clearing, the storm announces its arrival. It starts with a single, cold drop of rain hitting your hand. Then another on your forehead. They are large, heavy drops, cool and refreshing. The leaves above you begin to tap and rustle more urgently. Tap, tap, shhh. The wind swells, swirling the scent of wet pine and rain around you, wrapping you in the embrace of the storm. You feel a surge of energy, a playful desire to beat the downpour. You quicken your pace, moving effortlessly across the grass of the clearing. The air around you is suddenly filled with the sound of falling water, a soft hissing noise that grows louder by the second. The trees at the edge of the clearing are beginning to blur behind a curtain of gray mist. You reach the wooden stairs of the porch. Your boots thud softly on the steps as you ascend, 1, 2, 3. You step up onto the wooden floorboards of the porch and move under the shelter of the tin roof just as the sky truly opens up. Whoosh! The heavy downpour begins instantly. It is a sudden, magnificent release of energy. You turn around to face the forest you just walked through. You are safe. You are dry. You are standing in the sanctuary of the porch, protected by the overhang of the roof. The sound is immediate and incredible. The rain is hammering down on the tin roof above your head. It is a loud, rhythmic drumming, a chaotic symphony of nature that drowns out every other sound in the world. It is the sound of isolation, but in the best possible way. The world of work, responsibilities, and noise is gone, washed away by the wall of rain. All that exists now is this cabin, this storm, and you. You stand there for a moment, just listening. You watch the rain falling in sheets, creating puddles in the clearing, turning the earth dark and rich. The air on the porch is cool and misty, filled with the spray of the rain. It feels wonderful. But the warmth inside calls to you. You turn towards the heavy oak door of the cabin. The iron latch feels cold and solid under your fingers. You press your thumb down, hearing the mechanism click with a satisfying sound. You push the heavy door open, and a soft, golden light spills out onto the porch to greet you. You step over the threshold, moving from the cool, wild air of the storm into the enveloped warmth of the cabin. You gently close the door behind you, shutting out the wind. The roar of the storm is instantly muffled, transforming into a steady, comforting hum overhead. You are inside. You have arrived. You are standing just inside the heavy oak door, your hand still resting on the cool iron latch. You have closed the world out. Take a moment right here, right now, to feel the profound shift in the atmosphere. Just seconds ago, you were part of the wild, chaotic energy of the storm. You were in the wind, in the wet, in the rush. But now, a thick, heavy silence wraps around you. Well, not total silence. It is a muffled, protected quietness. The roar of the wind that was deafening outside has been reduced to a low, distant moan, like a giant animal settling down for sleep. But the most important sound is above you. The rain. Now that you are inside, the sound of the rain on the tin roof changes character completely. Outside, it was a splashy, noisy wash. Here, underneath the beams and the metal sheets, it is a deep, resonant drumming. It is percussive and musical. Thrum, thrum, tap, 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 drum. It vibrates through the wooden frame of the cabin, so that if you lean your shoulder against the wall, you can almost feel the rhythm of the storm humming against your skin. This cabin is like a drum, and the rain is the musician, playing a song that is meant only for you. You lean back against the solid door, letting it support your weight. You close your eyes for a brief moment. You take a deep, slow breath through your nose. Inhale. The air inside is cool, but dry. It is rich with scents that tell the story of this place. You smell the raw, earthy scent of the pine logs that make up the walls. You smell the faint, sharp tang of old wood smoke from the fireplace, a memory of fires past. And underneath it all, there is the smell of old paper, of dust motes dancing in the dark, and the clean, metallic scent of the rain cooling the roof above. It is a grounding smell. It smells like safety. You open your eyes. The interior of the cabin is dim, lit only by the gray, watery light filtering in through the rain-streaked windows and a faint, orange glow coming from the far side of the room. Your eyes take a moment to adjust to the shadows. It feels like stepping into a cave, a secret burrow hidden away from the rest of the world. You realize that you are still wearing your heavy, damp coat. The wool has done its job, keeping the water from your skin, but it is heavy with the weight of the rain. It is time to shed the layers of the journey. It is time to become a resident of this sanctuary. Slowly, deliberately, you lift your hand to the collar of your coat. The fabric is cool and damp to the touch. Your fingers find the top button. It is a large, wooden toggle. You push it through the loop, feeling the slight resistance, and then the release. One button undone. You move your hand down to the next one. You are not rushing. There is absolutely no reason to hurry. The storm isn't going anywhere, and neither are you. You undo the second button. Then the third. As the coat opens, you feel the dry air of the cabin touching your chest, lighter and easier to breathe. You shrug your shoulders, sliding the heavy coat down your arms. It falls away from you, a heavy shell that you no longer need. You catch it in your hands before it hits the floor. You give it a little shake, sending a few stray droplets of water flying. To your left, there is a row of sturdy iron hooks driven into the log wall. You hang your coat there. It sways gently for a moment before coming to rest. Seeing it there, hanging limp and heavy, gives you a sense of satisfaction. The journey is officially over. You are staying. Now, you look down at your feet. Your sturdy hiking boots are dark with moisture, carrying the mud of the forest path. You cannot bring the forest floor into this clean, dry space. You look around and see a low, smooth wooden bench placed thoughtfully near the door for this exact purpose. You walk the 2 steps to the bench and sit down. The wood is polished and cool beneath you. You lean forward, reaching for the laces of your left boot. They are wet and pulled tight. You work your fingers into the knot, pulling at the loops. The knot loosens. You pull the laces free, widening the boot. You grasp the heel and pull. With a soft suction sound, your foot slides out. Ah! The feeling of release is instant. Your foot, clad in a thick wool sock, touches the wooden floorboards. You wiggle your toes, stretching them out, feeling the blood circulation returning, feeling the freedom. You repeat the process with the right boot. Untying the wet laces. Loosening the tongue. Sliding the heavy boot off. You place the boots neatly side by side under the bench. You are now standing in your socks on the smooth, solid floor of the cabin. You feel lighter. You feel taller. You are disconnected from the earth outside and fully connected to the shelter inside. You stand up from the bench and turn to face the room properly. Now that you have shed your outer layers, you can truly begin to inhabit this space. The cabin is one large, open room, intimate and perfectly proportioned. The ceiling is high, vaulted, exposing the dark, rough-hewn beams that hold up the roof. You look up at them. They are massive, solid trunks of trees, dark with age. Between them, you can see the underside of the tin roofing. You watch as invisible vibrations ripple through the structure with every gust of wind. The sound is louder when you look up, a constant, chaotic patter that fills every corner of your mind, pushing out any thoughts of work, or stress, or tomorrow. The walls are made of horizontal logs, stacked with care. Chinked between the logs is a light-colored mortar, creating a beautiful striped pattern of dark wood and light clay. The walls feel thick. They feel impenetrable. You know that no wind can get through them. No cold can seep in. Your eyes drift across the room. The furniture is simple, rustic, and inviting. There is a large, overstuffed armchair draped with a tartan blanket. There is a heavy oak table with a few books scattered on it. And in the corner, yes, there is the kitchenette, and beyond that, the sleeping alcove. But what catches your attention most is the fireplace on the far wall. It is the heart of the room. Even from here, across the wooden floor, you can see the soft, pulsing glow of embers. Someone must have been here earlier to lay the fire, or perhaps the embers have been keeping the cabin warm for days, waiting for a traveler like you to arrive and bring them back to life. A mild curiosity stirs within you. The fire is low, just a bed of glowing red coals. It needs wood. It needs attention. And you need its warmth. The air near the door where you are standing is still a little cool, a lingering reminder of the storm. You want to feel that heat on your hands. You want to see the flames dance. But before you move, you pause for one last second. You listen to a sudden surge in the storm. The wind howls around the corners of the cabin, rattling the window frames gently in their sockets. A wave of rain lashes against the side of the house like a whip. It sounds angry out there. It sounds cold and unforgiving. But here it is just a sound. A sound that emphasizes your safety. You are a spectator in a comfortable box seat. A small smile touches your lips. You are so incredibly lucky to be here. You take a step forward onto the rug that covers the center of the room. The fabric is soft under your socks. You are moving towards the warmth. You are moving deeper into the piece of the tin roof cabin. You move slowly across the room, your sock-clad feet making no sound on the thick, woven rug that covers the center of the floor. The rug is soft, a deep burgundy color, and it feels warm underfoot compared to the bare wood near the door. You are drawn to the fireplace. It is the focal point of the cabin, a grand structure built of rough, gray river stones that climb all the way to the ceiling. You can see the history in these stones. Some are smooth, worn down by water, while others are jagged. Together, they hold the heat of the house. You reach the hearth and slowly lower yourself down. You kneel on the edge of the rug, bringing yourself down to the level of the fire. Immediately, you feel the difference. A wave of gentle, dry heat washes over your face and hands. It is a stark, beautiful contrast to the damp coldness of the storm you left just minutes ago. You close your eyes for a second, letting that warmth soak into your skin. It feels like a silent greeting. You open your eyes and look into the firebox. The fire is low, but not dead. In the center, there is a bed of coals, glowing, pulsing mounds of intense orange and deep red. They are covered in a fine layer of gray ash, breathing softly with heat. They have been waiting for you. To your right, there is a large wicker basket filled with firewood. It is piled high with split logs, pine, cedar, and birch. You reach out and select a piece of birch wood. It feels light and dry. The white, papery bark is peeling slightly. You can smell the faint, sweet scent of the dry wood. Carefully, you place the log onto the glowing embers. You position it so that the air can flow around it, feeding the flames. You pick up a second log, a heavier piece of oak, and lean it against the first one, creating a small tent of wood over the heat. Now, you watch. This is the most hypnotic part. You watch as the heat from the coals begins to work on the wood. First, the white bark of the birch begins to curl and blacken. Thin wisps of white smoke rise, dancing up the chimney. Then, a tiny blue flame flickers at the base. It disappears, then reappears, stronger this time. Snap! A small pop echoes in the quiet room as the wood catches. Suddenly, a bright yellow flame bursts into life. It licks up the side of the log, eager and hungry. It grows taller, illuminating the soot-stained bricks at the back. The shadows in the room instantly lengthen and begin to dance on the walls. The cabin is no longer just dimly lit, it is alive with flickering, golden light. You stay on your knees for a long time, staring into the flames. There is something ancient and comforting about this. Tonight, you are part of a timeless lineage of seeking warmth. The crackle of the wood, the pop hiss of the sap, the steady roar of the draft, it all mixes with the drumming of the rain on the tin roof above. Fire and water. Two elements performing a duet for you. One is wild outside, hammering against the roof. The other is contained inside, crackling in the hearth. You are safely nestled in the space between them. Eventually, the heat becomes intense enough that you need to lean back. The fire is fully established now. It is roaring softly, a cheerful companion. You stand up slowly, your knees cracking softly. You feel warmth radiating from your jeans, from your sweater. You carry that warmth with you as you turn away. Now, a new sensation arises. A mild thirst. The idea of a warm drink feels like the perfect next step. You walk towards the corner where the kitchenette is located. It is a humble space. The countertop is a slab of polished butcher block, glowing honey gold in the firelight. There are open shelves holding ceramic mugs and glass jars. You run your hand along the smooth counter. You pick up the kettle from the stove. It is an old-fashioned enamel kettle, speckled blue and white. It feels heavy and substantial. You walk to the deep ceramic sink and turn the tap. The water comes out in a clear, steady stream, splashing softly into the bottom of the kettle. The sound is controlled, domestic, and useful. You watch the water level rise until the kettle is nearly full. You turn off the tap. The silence returns, filled only by the rain and the fire. You carry the heavy kettle back to the stove. You place it on the burner and turn the dial. Click, click, whoosh. A ring of blue flame blossoms under the kettle. While the water heats, you lean your hip against the counter, crossing your arms. You look out across the room. From here, the cabin looks incredibly beautiful. The fire is casting a warm glow that reaches the sleeping alcove. The shadows of the furniture stretch out long and soft. The window is dark, reflecting the flames, but you can hear the storm raging against it. You listen to the kettle. First, silence. Then, the faint ping of expanding metal. Then, a low rumble begins as the water starts to move. It is a cozy sound. You decide to prepare your cup. You reach up and select a large, heavy stoneware mug. It is glazed in a deep forest green. You open a jar labeled Sleep Blend. As you unscrew the lid, a fragrant cloud escapes, peppermint, chamomile, and lavender. It is a scent that relaxes your shoulders. You drop a pinch of the loose leaves into a metal infuser and place it in the mug. The kettle is beginning to make a louder hissing sound now. Steam wisps from the spout. You watch the steam. You watch the fire. You listen to the rain. Everything is working together to comfort you. The whistle starts, low at first. Before it gets too loud, you turn off the stove. The flame dies. The noise stops. You lift the heavy kettle and pour the boiling water into the mug. Splosh, gurgle. The water hits the tea leaves, and instantly, the scent of peppermint fills the corner. You watch the water turn a pale gold, then amber. Steam rises in thick, lazy swirls. You are ready. Holding the steaming mug of tea in both hands, you turn slowly away from the kitchenette. The warmth of the heavy ceramic seeps deeply into your palms, a grounding sensation that travels up your arms and settles comfortably in your chest. You walk slowly back into the main living space. Your destination is the large bay window on the far wall, the perfect vantage point for tonight's performance. There is a deep, cushioned window seat built right into the alcove, covered in soft velvet fabric the color of deep forest moss. It looks like it was made specifically for a night like this. You reach the seat and sit down, tucking one leg underneath you. You lean your back against the side of the alcove, sinking into the plush cushions. You bring the mug closer to your face, letting the fragrant steam bathe your skin. You take a deep breath in. Inhale. The scent of peppermint and chamomile is sharper now, clearing your mind. It smells like tranquility. You take your first sip. The tea is hot, but not scalding. It flows over your tongue, warm and soothing, relaxing the muscles in your throat as you swallow. You feel the heat traveling down into your stomach, radiating outward, making you feel warm from the inside out. Now, you turn your gaze to the glass. Outside, the world has been erased by the night and the storm. It is pitch black, but every few seconds, the scene is illuminated by the cabin's own light spilling out, or perhaps a distant flash of lightning deep within the clouds. You can see the rain. It is falling in relentless, driving sheets. The wind catches the water, swirling it into gray mists that dance across the clearing. You watch as individual rivulets of water strike the window pane. They hit the glass and shatter, running down in jagged, unpredictable paths. You pick one droplet and follow it with your eyes. It merges with another, then another, growing heavier and faster until it reaches the bottom of the frame and disappears. There is something incredibly powerful about being this close to the chaos while being completely untouched by it. The glass is cold. You can feel the chill radiating from it if you place your hand near the pane. Just inches away, the wind is biting, the rain is freezing, and the trees are whipping back and forth in a frenzy. But here, on your side of the glass, it is warm. It is dry. It is still. This thin barrier of glass is all that separates you from the wild. Recognizing this separation makes your safety feel tangible. It is not just a concept, it is a physical feeling of relief that settles deep in your bones. You are in a fortress of light in a kingdom of dark water. You take another sip of tea. The liquid is calming, the herbs working their magic on your nervous system. Your eyelids feel just a fraction heavier than they did a moment ago. You look past the immediate rain, trying to peer into the dark woods. You can vaguely make out the shapes of the tall pines swaying in the wind. They look like giant, dark shadows bound to the power of the storm. The wind howls around the corner of the cabin, a high, lonely sound. It rattles the window frame gently, a reminder of its strength. But the cabin doesn't shudder. It stands firm. It has weathered 1,000 storms like this before, and it will weather 1,000 more. The sound of the rain on the tin roof seems to have changed again. Now that you are sitting still in the alcove, the sound is louder, more all-encompassing. It is a constant, steady roar, a white noise that drowns out every other thought. It washes away the worries of the day, the lists of things to do, the regrets of the past. There is no space for them here. There is only the rain. It is a chaotic lullaby, composed by nature. You shift slightly on the window seat, finding an even more comfortable position. You extend your legs, resting your feet on the warm rug. You watch the reflection of the fireplace in the dark window. The ghostly orange flames seem to be burning out in the rain, a beautiful illusion of fire and water mixing together. You feel a profound sense of solitude. But it is not a lonely solitude. It is a rich, restorative solitude. You are alone with the elements. You are alone with your own peace. There is no one to talk to, no one to please, nothing to manage. You are simply existing. You finish your tea, draining the last warm drop from the mug. You set the empty mug down on the wide wooden windowsill with a soft sound. The noise is small, swallowed instantly by the room's quiet atmosphere. Your body feels heavy now. Not with exhaustion, but with a delicious, melting lethargy. The fire, the tea, the wool socks, the sound of the rain, they have all done their work. The tension that you carry in your neck and shoulders has dissolved. Your jaw is loose. Your hands are resting idly in your lap, fingers uncurled. You stare at the candle flame of the fire reflection one last time. It flickers and dances, mesmerizing you. Your blink rate slows down. The world is becoming soft and fuzzy around the edges. The bed in the alcove behind you begins to call to you. You know it is there, waiting with its mountain of blankets and soft pillows. The idea of horizontal rest feels like the greatest luxury in the world. You are ready to leave the window. You are ready to surrender to the night. You push yourself up slowly from the window seat. Your body feels wonderfully heavy, loose, and pliable. The stretch that follows is involuntary and deep. You reach your arms up towards the ceiling beams, expanding your chest, feeling the last remnants of the day's tension evaporating from your muscles. You let your arms drop back to your sides with a soft exhale. You turn your back on the window and the dark storm outside. You have seen enough. You have heard enough. Now, it is time to turn inward. You walk slowly across the wooden floorboards towards the sleeping alcove at the back of the cabin. Your socks slide silently on the smooth wood. As you pass the fireplace, you glance at the hearth one last time. The fire has settled down significantly. The bright, dancing flames are gone, replaced by a deep, pulsing bed of red embers. They are covered in a soft blanket of gray ash. They will stay warm for hours, glowing gently in the dark, keeping the chill at bay while you dream. The cabin is darker now. The shadows are longer, softer, filling the corners of the room with a velvet gloom. It is a sleepy darkness, kind to tired eyes. You reach the sleeping alcove. It is a space designed for one purpose only: rest. It is tucked away under the lowest part of the sloping roof, making it feel incredibly cozy and protected. The ceiling here is just a few feet above the bed, which means the rain sounds closer. You stand by the side of the bed and look at it. It looks like the most inviting place on earth. It is a large, sturdy wooden frame, built from the same pine logs as the cabin walls. But it is the bedding that catches your eye. There are layers upon layers of comfort waiting for you. There is a thick, fluffy duvet encased in crisp white linen. At the foot of the bed, there is a heavy, knitted wool blanket in a deep charcoal gray. And at the head of the bed, there are 4 large, soft pillows, plump and inviting. The bed looks like a cloud that has been tethered to the earth just for you. You reach out and run your hand over the top sheet. It is cool to the touch, smooth and clean. You fold back the corner of the duvet, opening up the sanctuary. Slowly, you sit down on the edge of the mattress. It dips softly under your weight, embracing you, supporting you. You pause here for a moment, sitting on the edge of the bed, your feet still on the floor. You listen. Thrum, thrum, patter, drum. The sound of the rain is right above your head now. You can hear the individual drops hitting the metal. You can hear the rhythm of the wind. It is a hypnotic, repetitive beat. It is nature's own white noise machine, playing a symphony of sleep. You lift your legs, one by one, swinging them onto the bed. You slide your body down, moving under the covers. Ah! The feeling is exquisite. The sheets are cool against your skin, sending a shiver of pleasure through you, but the heavy duvet and the wool blanket press down with a reassuring weight. It is the perfect temperature. You are caught in that blissful middle ground between cool sheets and warm covers. You pull the blankets up over your waist, up over your chest, right up to your chin. You tuck the edges in around your shoulders, creating a cocoon of warmth. You are sealed in. You let your head sink back into the pillow. It gives way instantly, cradling your head and neck in softness. You wiggle your shoulders slightly, finding that perfect spot, that sweet spot of absolute comfort. You let out a long, slow sigh. It is the sound of your body officially clocking out. You are horizontal. You are held. You are safe. You stare up at the ceiling of the alcove. It is very dark now, just vague shapes of wood and shadow. Your eyes are open, but they feel incredibly heavy. The lids feel like they are made of lead. Every time you blink, it requires a little more effort to open them again. Blink. The room blurs. Blink. The darkness feels friendly. You realize that you don't need to see anymore. The visual world is done for the day. You decide to stop fighting the gravity of sleep. You let your eyelids drift closed. Darkness washes over you, but it is not empty. It is filled with the other senses. Now that your eyes are closed, your sense of touch and hearing becomes sharper. You can feel the texture of the linen against your cheek. You can feel the weight of the blankets pressing you down into the mattress, grounding you. And the rain. The rain becomes your entire universe. It washes over the roof in waves. Sometimes it is a gentle tapping, light and playful. Tip tap tip tap. Sometimes it is a heavy, drumming roar as a gust of wind sweeps through the clearing. Whoosh, thrum. It is a shield of sound. You imagine the rain creating a dome over the cabin, a protective barrier that nothing stressful can penetrate. The world of deadlines, of emails, of traffic, of noise, it is all on the other side of that rain. It cannot reach you here. You focus on your breathing. You notice that your breath has naturally slowed down. Inhale, slow and deep. Exhale, long and soft. You begin to match your breathing to the rhythm of the storm. You breathe in the peace of the cabin. You breathe out the last of the tension. Your body is beginning to shut down, muscle by muscle. You feel a heavy, warm sensation starting in your feet. It feels like warm honey is flowing through your veins. Your toes uncurl. The arches of your feet relax. Your ankles go loose. That warm heaviness travels up your legs. Your calves release their tightness. Your knees soften. Your thighs feel heavy, sinking deeper into the mattress. You couldn't move your legs now if you wanted to. They are asleep. The relaxation flows up into your hips and your stomach. Your core softens. The knot of anxiety that lives in your belly uncoils and dissolves. You are completely supported by the bed. You don't have to hold yourself up anymore. You are drifting. You are hovering on the edge of sleep. You are perfectly comfortable, perfectly safe, and perfectly at peace. The wave of warm, heavy relaxation continues its journey upward. It has already claimed your legs and your hips, anchoring them deep into the mattress. Now, it rises gently, like a rising tide of comfort, moving into your chest and your back. Focus on your back. Feel the support of the mattress beneath you. It is holding you up completely. Every vertebra of your spine is uncurling, lengthening, and settling. The muscles in your lower back, which work so hard all day to keep you upright, finally realize that their job is done. They let go. They soften. You feel a sensation of sinking, as if your body is melting slightly into the bed, becoming one with the softness. Now, bring your awareness to your breathing. It has become a slow, rhythmic tide. Rise and fall. Rise and fall. With every inhale, you breathe in the clean, cool air of the cabin, smelling faintly of rain and wood smoke. With every exhale, you release a little more of yourself into the bed. You are not forcing the breath, you are simply riding the waves of it. The warmth travels down your arms now. It flows over your shoulders, down through your elbows, into your forearms, and all the way to your fingertips. Your arms feel incredibly heavy. They feel like dead weight resting on the mattress. If you tried to lift your hand now, you probably could, but you simply don't want to. It would take too much effort. It is so much nicer just to let them lie there, limp and loose. Your fingers are curled naturally, soft and still. The palms of your hands are warm. Any need to grasp, to hold on, to control, it has all flowed out of your fingertips and disappeared. Now, the relaxation moves to the most important place, your shoulders and your neck. This is where you carry the weight of the world. Imagine that weight as a heavy backpack that you have been wearing for years. Now, imagine someone gently unbuckling the straps and sliding that backpack off your shoulders. It falls away into the darkness. Your shoulders drop. They sink down, away from your ears, settling into the pillows. The tension in the back of your neck dissolves like sugar in warm water. Your head feels heavy on the pillow, supported, cradled, safe. Move your attention to your face. Unclench your jaw. Create a tiny space between your upper and lower teeth. Let your tongue fall away from the roof of your mouth, resting softly in the bottom of your jaw. Feel your cheeks soften. Feel the tiny muscles around your eyes smoothing out. Finally, let your forehead become smooth. Imagine a cool, gentle hand brushing across your forehead, wiping away the worry lines, wiping away the thoughts. Your face is blank. Your face is peaceful. You are wearing the expression of deep sleep. Now, there is nothing left to do. Your body is asleep. Only a tiny spark of awareness remains, and it is focused entirely on one thing, the sound. Thrum, tap tap tap, whoosh. The rain on the tin roof is the soundtrack of your safety. It is a constant, steady presence. It wraps around the cabin like a thick, cozy blanket. You visualize the roof above you, those corrugated metal sheets catching every drop, channeling the water away, keeping you dry. The sound begins to change now. It becomes less like separate drops and more like a continuous hum. A drone of comfort. It is vibrating through the wood of the cabin, vibrating through the bed, vibrating through your bones. You are vibrating at the same frequency as the storm. Your mind begins to drift. You are no longer thinking in words or sentences. The internal monologue has stopped. Instead, you are floating in a stream of soft images. You see the glowing red embers of the fire in the darkness, pulsating slowly like a heartbeat. You see the tall pine trees outside, swaying gently in the wind, dancing in the dark. You see the rain falling on the leaves, washing the world clean. You see yourself, lying here in this warm bed, a tiny speck of warmth in a vast, cool night. You feel a sensation of falling. Not a scary fall, but a gentle, slow-motion descent. You are sinking down, down, down into layers of velvet darkness. Each layer is softer than the last. Each layer is quieter than the last. The cabin is fading away. The walls are dissolving. The furniture is disappearing. Even the fire is fading into a distant memory. Only the feeling of warmth remains. Only the sound of the rain remains. You are drifting on a vast ocean of sleep. The waves are rocking you gently. Rock and soothe. Rock and soothe. You are safe. You are loved by the earth. You are protected by the storm. Deep sleep is reaching up to claim you. It pulls you under its warm surface. You surrender to it willingly. You let go of the last thread of consciousness. You float away, drifting, sinking, sleeping. The rain continues to fall. The night continues to hold you. Rest now. Deep, deep rest. Good night.